Hello everyone on YouTube. This is Devin coming back at you after several months not posting a video. It's been crazy, work's been crazy, baby's been awesome and crazy, and so it's been busy, but I'm glad to get back on and give y'all some content that I hope you enjoy. For the next few videos, I think I'm going to go through the worlds of my collection: Star Wars, Dragonlance, Forgotten Realms, etc. Well, I think that's most of the worlds. Anyway, for the next few videos, I'm going to go over those individually and let you know if I've read these books, my opinions on them, and more than likely if I need to reread them or some interesting information I found out about them recently. Okay, I hope y'all enjoy. So right now we are starting off with the X-Wing series, not the trilogy, this series. I just bought several of these books from my local bookstore, Second and Charles. Starting off with X-Wing Rogue Squadron, X-Wing Wedge's Gamble. I've read this one. I am almost done with this one. And then I'm moving on to the others. Book 3, X-Wing The Crypto's Trap. Book 4, X-Wing The Back to War. And then sadly, whenever I bought all of these at the store, they did not have the 5th one. I don't know why, but they didn't. Sad. So I will be having to wait until I can get this one to move on to book 6, X-Wing Iron Fist, and book 7, X-Wing Solo Command. I do realize that there are, I think, a few more that are that just came out, but I'm excited to continue this series. I think it's so crazy that whenever two authors can join up together and just so Michael A. Stackpole does 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5, I'm not sure, and then Aaron Alston does the next few. So, but I'm excited to continue reading those. The next one I have is Star Wars Slave Ship, Book 2 of the Bounty Wars. I found that with all of the X-Wing books, and I'm thinking that I will hopefully get the rest eventually. I really prefer the Star Wars books without the big Legends emblem on top, like that. I prefer not to have books like that because I like the original printing. So I'm hoping that I will find those eventually. Okay, next are the Jedi Academy trilogy. I just recently read, I blew through all 3 of these in between November and December of last year. They were pretty awesome. I really do like the Star Wars books with some lightsaber play, like X-Wing, so far as in book 2, does not have a lot or any lightsaber stuff going on because it is about the X-Wing squadron, which makes sense. But I prefer, the force powers, the lightsabers, the classic Star Wars stuff. But I am getting to love just the military tactics and styles of X-Wing. Then I have the Thrawn trilogy, the second Thrawn trilogy by Timothy Zahn. This is, I believe, one of the first books. Ooh, that's kind of scary looking. He's looking at you. He's looking at you. Boop. Through the corner of his eye. Kind of scary. Anyway, the Thrawn trilogy by Timothy Zahn, I believe one of the first Disney, whenever Disney bought Star Wars, this is one of the first books that came out under that new heading. And the trilogy, I finished this one and the second one, Alliance, and I'm still waiting to get Star Wars Thrawn Treason. I have a lot of Star Wars books I need to read and catch up on, but I'm hoping that within this year I will finish it, and then I'll be able to do a review for you, because my intention, while after I'm doing all of these introductory videos of my collection and all this other stuff, I'm hoping to do some dedicated book reviews for y'all as well. Next, we have, really one of the best Star Wars books there are, as far as I've read. I mean, I've read several, not a majority, but several Star Wars books. Love these books. Sadly, so I have the original printings of Thrawn's first trilogy, and I have, see one missing here, sadly. It is missing because I lent it to somebody. I'm hoping I get it back. I've had troubles with that, so it was my nice, original edition book. But I also found this in my local bookstore. I found the 20th anniversary edition for like $8. It was crazy. So I'm hoping that I will get I will get my original edition back and keep this one because I love hardbacks, and two, I love any kind of anniversary edition for a book. So that's that series. The Children of the Jedi here by Barbara Hambly. I have not read. I'm trying, well, obviously I'm already out of order because I read these. These first, which do not happen first chronologically in the expanded universe. But, so I'm kind of reading them hodgepodge right now. And so I will say that this one, I will read eventually. I'm not sure. I believe there might be a sequel. I'm not exactly sure. So eventually I'm hoping to read that book because I've had it for probably 2 years now. I mean, I have so many books on my to be read list. It's quite scary. I'm sure the rest of y'all like that though as well. Okay, moving down. So now we're going to some Clone War, like not labeled Clone Wars. Oh, it is Clone Wars novel. Look at that. Just kidding. Shatterpoint by Matthew Stover and The Approaching Storm by Alan Dean Foster. I believe, let's see. I believe that this one is a first edition. I just bought it the other day. Yep, first edition. Look at that. Super exciting. So, and actually, let's see. I need to go through my books more often and see if I have any first editions. Let's see. First edition, look at that. Woohoo! Man, doing good. Ooh, one just fell. It's okay. So, I have both of these. I have not read either of these yet either. I just got this one. Had this one for a while. I need to read both. To get more of an idea of what was happening in the expanded universe Clone Wars. So I'm excited to get into those. I bought a lot of Star Wars books recently, so you'll hear me say that a lot. But here is the Black Fleet Crisis, book 1 through 3, that I just got book 2 and 3 recently at the same time I got the my X-Wing series, because somebody sadly apparently felt the need to get rid of their Star Wars collection, maybe for they needed some extra money during this crazy time, or they didn't read them anymore. I try not to get rid of any books, because unless I'm like, this is terrible, like if I feel like I can read it again, I will keep it. So I'm very excited about that. I'm excited to read these eventually, and thankfully I have the whole trilogy, so I don't have to worry about stopping. Woohoo! Next is dun, 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 the Darth Bane trilogy. I'm missing the Path of Destruction, book 1. I'm lending it to a person, but I see him I see him at least weekly, so I'm pretty sure I can get it back. And he just started reading it, and he said he's having a hard time getting into it. And I'm like, what in the world? How are you having a hard time getting into this book? Anyway, but he's reading that now, and I'm sure he'll want the Rule of Two. I hope he does, if he values our friendship, that he will want to continue with Rule of Two and then Dynasty of Evil. But I've read those 3 books probably 3 times now. Never get old. I just read this one recently, Shadows of the Empire by Steve Perry. I just read it recently to where it was really good, really good. I don't really remember a lot of the details. I remember Prince Zizor, I'm hoping is how his name is pronounced, is quite the deviant little man. But one, I don't want to add too many spoilers if I do remember any, and if I don't, I just don't want to make a fool of myself and maybe quote from the wrong book. So, but I'm probably definitely eventually going to give this another read. Well, I don't know how many years it will be before I give it another read, but I will definitely give it another read, I'm sure. And then here we go, Coruscant Nights. I bought this series at a Walden Books that was going out of business in my hometown. I've had them for, well, since high school. So over 10 years. Over 10 years I've had these books. And they were still like $5 a piece. And I'm like, oh my gosh. A bookstore going out of business should be selling them for like $2 a piece, but whatever. I paid the $5 for them. I love them. I've read them a couple times. It's been several years since I've read them again, but I didn't know that there is a 4th book. How many of y'all knew that there was a 4th book to this series? I did not, and it comes in a hardback. What? So I really need to get it. So yeah, there are those, and then the last books in my Star Wars collection as of right now. I'm hoping actually that I got a few for Christmas. We'll see. I'm hoping I got Thrawn Ascendancy. Woohoo! But the last few I have are, oop, there we go. The Young Jedi Knights. Okay, so I believe it looks like the first 2 volumes right here and right here that have several books in them. But I will also say that I have Crisis at Crystal Reef, also the tiny version. So I'm hoping that eventually I can get them all collected, because eventually I would like to collect all the worlds of Star Wars. Dun, 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 dun. But please let me know if you are interested in Star Wars as well, what your first book was, what your most recent book was, and then let me know what you would like me to talk about next, okay? Have a great day.